I'm Sam Marshall for the Tenchfishers, and I'm going to show you today my tackle box and my rig box. So welcome to my tackle box. Kind of split into two areas, which is my float fishing and my ledgering. All mainly set up for tench fishing. I do other bits and pieces here and there, but this is mainly my tench fishing box. For the floats, we have got mainly wagglers and onion floats. Onion floats are my absolute favourite. Fishing them on a lift method is quintessential tench fishing in the spring and the summer. Early in the morning, you can't beat it at all. And if I'm float fishing, I tend to fish with the Guru MWGBs in 18 or 12. 18's for maggot fishing. People think 18 is quite small, but the MWGB is quite a large hook. It's a micro wide gape, so it's a really, really good hook for that. Really strong wire too, and an in-turn beak. All my hooks are like an in-turn beak. And then I also, if I'm fishing worm, I fish the MWGB in a size 12. Really nice strong wire, super sharp match hooks. Just absolutely brilliant for that. Ledgering wise, I only tend to fish gripper leads or feeders, all running. So in my little bag of goodies here are, I think these are bank tackle lead clips, and I go onto the bank tackle beads, put the beads over the eye of the swivel on a quick chain system. The quick chain system will be in there. Don't like fixed leads. Running leads, for me, I think you get a better hook hold, better fight, more chance of hooking up fish. It's all down to personal preference, but I always fish running lead, hence why the beads. So gripper leads are my lead of choice for fishing those. Sometimes I go up to a 3 ouncer, not very often. I tend to fish a 1.5 or a 1.1. Just think they're nice presentation, really, really nice, easy to use, and they lie flat in the swim and they're not too obvious. So that's why I tend to go in there. Right, up in here, we have a variety of different shots, mainly for float fishing, AAs, BBs, SSGs, and more BBs. Nothing special there, just general little lead weights. Rig putty, that's for my rigs I'll show you in a minute when I'm not float fishing, my actual bottom rigs. Really, really useful stuff, really, really good, very underrated. Other bits and pieces I tend to use a lot. I use PVA tape. Is really, really good for adding an extra bit of weight if need be to your leads by putting a PVA bag on your lead, not your hook link. I prefer tying it onto the lead so the whole weight is going forward, so it's less likely to tangle. I use for my main rigs on the bottom 15-pound stiff rig from ESP and the 15-pound soft trap braid. I tend to fish a multi-rig for tench, and I like the resettingness of using the bristle filament. It allows you to, if the tench are in a swim and really, really feeding hard, if they're moving the rig around, just get it set back down each time, and a little bit of braid at the end is fantastic for that. Bait floss, because I tend to fish on a micro ring swivel or rather than a hair rig. Nice presentation, personally. Again, all down to preference. Keep it as simple or as difficult as you like. I just like it nice and simple with the micro rig ring and a bit of bait floss. Bait floss is hair. Don't buy expensive bait floss. Cheap and cheerful, does the job. What else we got in here? Disgorgers, variety of needles, gated, nice and sharp ones, lighters for general bits and pieces, stops, and braid, coated braid strippers. So that's all good. Then up in here, in these little pots, we've got sinking maggots and pop-up maggots. Purple for pop-up, green for sinking. They are coated in baitworks sent from hell. Really good potent smell which gets into all plastics really, really well. And yeah, just a little edge there, more scent. And Don't always use these on the hook. You'll see in a minute on my rigs, especially these sinking maggots. I tend to use these as a liner. I feel that, you know, they're really nice rubbery material, and they go on really well over the eye of your hook to help turn it in. I'll show you that in a second when I get onto my rigs. But yeah, so it's kind of a generic box. There's not really much else to go through really. So yeah, micro ring swivels, quick chain systems, really good. I don't like using them that much. They've just been left in there really. Bands for worms, ring swivels, hook beads, you know, all the generic stuff, and for quiver tipping in the early hours or night. You need a little LED on the top. They're perfect for going on your quiver tips. So right, we will move on now to the rig box. So, rig box. I don't tie a lot of rigs. I tend to have just two. I have very simple hair rigs. You know, if needs must, sometimes the most simple rig can catch you fish. I do use these, but they're not my favourite rig. This is Guru 12-pound fluorocarbon onto a 12 or a 10 Guru MWGB, all micro barbed. And you can see here using those sinking maggots as hook liners. You know, when you've got a nice bit of maggots on there, it just helps disguise that hook a little bit more. If you go into the main tackle box, main rig box, so break that apart. So these are my main tent rigs. So these ones here are all ready to go. So as you can kind of see here, I might try and show you as best as I can. So section of the bristle filament stops that from tangling up when you're casting out, anti-tangle sleeve as well. Nice big blob of tungsten putty just to hold everything down on the bottom. I like the sinking artificial maggots just to help keep everything down the lake bed. Ring swivel, that's where your bait goes, and that is a nice inward turned eye of the quarter crank hook. You know, the way that sits on your hand there, it's really aggressive. If you fish that with a slight pop up or on the bottom as I do, that's a really nice aggressive hook hold you get on that. I'm not going to do the palm test. I don't think the palm test shows anything, but the way that angle sits on that hook as that comes down is deadly. And that's my go-to tent rig.